All right, welcome back to another edition of BrycethePrince Gaming. We're back at it with the Stanley Parable 2 yet again. The Stanley Parable 2 just really lets me get into a lot of, shenanigans and kind of do stuff. And it's been a pretty fun game to play. Like I said, I think another week or two of this, and then we'll see what else we can get into. But yeah, let's hop in and see what we can do. All right, let's do this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What does it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket or no bucket? I'll go with bucket.
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
It's true.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It's the party house.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How in... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger everywhere. Ah, that just sounds like fun. Let's do it. Let's find the danger.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You
Oh.
see, there's a sign right there. It says,
No
buckets
buckets."
past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed.
Is this a bucket?
So much of the impact of the story is dependent
Is that a
on
bucket?
your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Love how so sarcastic the narrator's being. Is this a bucket? It's a game
I'm
show!
going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
I'm gonna answer wrong every
This should
time
tell
just
us
for
everything
fun.
we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Just gonna answer the wrong way. You can't get me to play your games.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket. Not an
Oh,
actual
come on! You're tricking me.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket.
Come on! That's cheap, man. That's so cheap. You're cheating me, man. You're cheating me.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
The only
This is a
bucket.
bucket.
No, the only bucket is my bucket. This is the only real bucket.
Item 4.
Oh,
Is this a
wait.
bucket?
That could be a bucket. Yeah, that's a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
No,
It's
that's a
an enormous
bucket.
machine that tills the earth.
It's a bucket.
Gimme. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
I didn't.
Absolutely incredible.
Come on, that's a
Let's just move on
bucket.
to the next one.
That's a bucket. Really? I mean, come on.
Is this a bucket?
Yes! You just showed it to me. It's a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Haha. See, I've got the narrator convinced now.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Hey, that's cheating.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Oh, come on. It's... Yeah, that's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't
There's a
appreciate
bucket!
the implication
It's right
that nothing
there!
is a bucket when we
Come
both
on!
clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me
The
straight,
bucket is
Stanley.
everything.
Do you believe that
The
nothing
bucket
a
is
bucket?
all. I don't even remember what he asked.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Oh,
Okay.
don't be that way. Don't be that way. Oh, come on. The
What
bucket
happened?
is love. The
Is
bucket
everything
is
gone?
life.
Why did everything disappear?
Yeah,
Wait,
you try to get rid of the
was
bucket. The bucket tries to get rid of you.
every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
The game is a bucket.
Good. Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Yes, you are.
And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this
No,
is wonderful.
I'm not a bucket.
We're not buckets.
The bucket is a bucket. You're a bucket.
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Good.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Good.
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All right, let's go
Stanley
see.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No, surely not.
Nope.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
I
tightly
must
to
have
his
the bucket.
chest and entered the door.
Let's I have an idea of where I want to go. There's a ending I wanted to try out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
But I've got my
Crushed
bucket,
by
so
the
it's
weight of
fine.
This revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Because the bucket is love.
And now,
The
in
bucket is
darkest
life.
of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And
Yes.
he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Ooh, what's
Nor in his
this?
bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The
Was
bucket
the
knows
bucket
all.
Guiding him?
What do you not know,
This is
narrator?
certainly
Come
the most
on.
logical explanation.
Let's go down. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some stuff in this elevator. Let's see what we can do.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
'Cause the
Soothing
bucket
him,
is love.
Comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Thank you,
The bucket
bucket.
is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, bucket. Let's go back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
The bucket knows all.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
You know what? I will go back in the elevator, but only because the bucket said it's okay.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Let's do it again.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
The bucket's not happy. I'm not happy. Gotta hit that number 3 again.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence.
Is this my
Crushed by a
bucket?
wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
My bucket seems different. I feel like my bucket must have been kidnapped.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
I mean, look, the bucket's going to understand how great the number 3 is. Let's do it again. It's like the coach in Miracle. Again! Again! I play for the United States of America!
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart.
This is really
Then
awesome.
and there,
Narrator
he would
feels
hold
like he's
press
breaking.
where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why
Did I
he
see a
felt
person?
so alive when
I think I
pressing
saw a person.
Then the
Let's get a
bucket would
slow-mo
be able to
replay
see
of
his
that.
joy
Let's
through
get a
the eyes of
slow-mo
others.
replay of that.
It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he
Really? I've
advertised
never
and
seen this
marketed
before.
his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing
All
it
eyes
until it
on
couldn't
Live
be
on
refined a
Stage.
single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life. This was
People.
one last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true
427?
connection with a loved one.
Oh, because I'm employee employee number 427. Okay. I love all the posters.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved,
3.
uninteresting. He was a failure.
And who coughed?
And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant.
I feel like
They
I'm being
spoke less and
gaslighted.
less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense
I
of
can't
real
run
respect
off.
between them had eroded since that day at the press conference.
Who's
There would be
coughing?
no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit.
But there's somebody
Mere
coughing.
silence
There's somebody
that
out there.
consumed the space between
Guys, there's
Stanley
somebody out there.
and Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Ah. All right. Oh man, that was. Let's do that one more time. Let's just go right through this and do it without the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Let's do it.
What could it
Let's
mean?
go.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's do this. Let's go.
When Stanley came to a
This will be the last one. This will be the last one we do.
Door on his left.
This will be the last path that we try. Then we'll wait for next week. We might want to go for some broom closet innings next week. We'll see.
Coming to a staircase,
We've gone
Stanley
inside it, but
walked
we haven't
upstairs to
really
his
done it.
boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
No humans.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I think the
What he
narrator's a
could not have
mass
known
murderer.
was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
I'm just pretty
He
sure
stepped
the
into
narrator's a
newly
mass
opened
murderer.
passageway.
Let's do this. I just want to see if I get that same conference ending that I got, and I want to see if I can get it without the bucket. So let's go back up. Let's do it again.
Whoops. Nope.
Again.
Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Let's do this.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow.
Man, he
I'm
hates me.
bolted to the edge of my seat.
Man, narrator, you must just hate me. Alright, let's go back down the elevator and then go back up again. Until the narrator understands that I want to go somewhere different.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, How does he keep coming up with all of this?
I'm a genius, I tell ya. Just a genius. Let's do it.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
What if it's the boss's office? Pretty sure it's gonna be the boss's office.
Oh my god.
Not gonna lie, that scared me a little bit. I didn't expect the music.
Absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Ah, yeah, this is my jam. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Yeah, let's do it. More dancing. The narrator seriously hates me, guys. I love it.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. Of course, going back down in the elevator.
I'm just driving insane.
I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand.
I feel like the elevator's going lower than normal, or going slower than normal.
I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Yeah, I'm a genius. Oh, it's like it doesn't want me to go back up. This is fascinating to see that it's so much different than having the bucket and doing the conference of number 3. Oh,
You know
it's
what?
going way
I just
fast.
thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thing.
I just want to go up.
Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice?
Ah, boring.
There we go.
That's
Isn't
real
this
slow.
so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we
true.
given time to imagine the surprises? To have
It's
to think
true.
and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you
Yeah.
can talk about your work and your
I'm guessing it's gonna end the same way, though.
Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really
Hopefully you
look
guys
up
don't
to
get
you,
dizzy.
Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference
All eyes
should
on
be just
Stanley.
around the corner here somewhere.
Guy who went to Mars. How we did at the pyramids. We'll tell these human beings. All tricks revealed. Let's see.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door. All right, are you ready?
Welcome,
I've
Stanley.
told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling. And
My
what it
name's
means to
Stanley
craft
Ryder?
a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Ooh. It's gonna end the exact same way, I am more than positive. Oh! Or, no, it's a trick. It's a trick. Don't believe it, Stanley. It's false. Yep, they're fake. Man. Alright, guys. Well, I don't know what to make of that ending. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was trying to trick me. But yeah, we'll see how things keep going. I think it might be more fun to just keep exploring. I'm gonna try this for at least another week or two. See if you guys enjoy it. If not, then maybe we'll switch it up soon. So anyways, thanks for joining. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps out a lot. You know, I think I'm at 5 subscribers right now. It's not a huge following yet, but and a couple of you are just good friends of mine. So you know, but it's fun. It's fun to try to, you know, just play games I enjoy and not have any pressure to, you know, make a big thing going. So all right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and until next week, see ya.